Maya, you are seriously looking fierce, I said, pointing at my reflection. She smiled at the compliment. Either that, or she was hoping I'd finally pick an outfit after 10 costume changes. I bought a killer top over the weekend and had begged for the perfect shoes and skirt. They were just taking forever to find. I wasn't being picky out of shallowness. I actually had good reasons to worry about my appearance. One, I was the fashion columnist for my school paper and needed to look the part. Two, it was Monday, and Mondays were bad enough without adding sweatpants. Three, my friends and I had just made it onto the local news, which meant all eyes would be on us for the next few days. Loop to reason one. I decided to stick with my last combo, gray leggings and a plum-colored skirt paired with my lemon yellow top. I added rain boots in the same yellow to pull it all together. The bright colors were a little daring, and my nails would have looked better with purple polish than with pink, but fashion is all about risk. Plus, I just spent 10 minutes in front of my bedroom mirror and was about to miss the school bus. I tossed my less-than-perfect clothing options in the closet and caught my reflection in several more mirrors, tiny ones I'd sewn into a dress. My school was having a dance on Saturday, and the theme, thought up by yours truly, was "The Future Is." So, I bought a bag of craft mirrors and painstakingly glued them onto an old white sundress I had. I got the idea from a mirror-covered dress I'd seen at the mall. It would have been easier to buy the store version, but there was no way my parents would give me the money. Why? Because they still like to remind me of the last time they paid for something of mine. It had caused a sticky situation, literally and figuratively. And it was also the reason I didn't wear purple nail polish anymore. See, I have a big secret I haven't told even my closest friends. Because if they, or anyone else knew, they'd never look at me the same. The fact is that I, Maya Chung, I'm a former shoplifter. Well, a one-time, unsuccessful former shoplifter. Crazy, right? You wouldn't think it to look at me, but it's true. And it's all because of Nicole Davis, a girl I became friends with over the summer. She was visiting her aunts who lived down the street from my family, and since we were so close in age, one of Nicole's aunts suggested we hang out together. Things started out great. Every time I saw Nicole, she had a new pair of earrings or a cool top to show off. She'd even let me borrow her stuff for days at a time. But then, I found out how she'd gotten these newfound treasures. She'd stolen them. And the borrowing she'd let me do? It was to keep the items out of her house so her aunts wouldn't notice them. Pretty tricky, right? Even worse, she got me to try shoplifting, emphasis on the word try. I may have toppled a nail polish display while sneaking a bottle of Purple Rain into my purse. My mom and stepdad, Oliver, were furious, and they had to pay for all the nail polishes I'd broken. Needless to say, asking them for money before I turned 80 was out of the question. "Maya, I hear the bus coming," Oliver shouted upstairs. Giving my reflection one last glance, I slung my backpack over one shoulder and hurried down. "Goodbye, parental units. I love you and beg you not to wave from the porch." I paused to kiss Mom on the cheek, and she looked me over with a frown. "Turn around, honey." "What?" I spun in a circle. "What's wrong?" Mom reached behind me and tugged at the back of my blouse. She held out her hand, showing me the price tag she'd removed. "Is this new?" I recognized that tone. What she really meant was, "Did you pay for this?" You try to steal one measly polish, and they never let you hear the end of it. "I brought it with my birthday money," I replied in a tone that really said, "Yes, Mother." She smiled and patted my back. It's very pretty. I thought so too, I said. When I paid for it, I emphasized the last two words so she'd get the point. Mom chuckled and raised her hands in surrender. Okay. She glanced at Oliver, who was watching us with a blank expression. Oliver and my mom had been together for as long as I can remember. My biological dad passed away when I was 4, but he still tries to stay out of mother-daughter arguments. A smart choice, in my opinion.